Hi friends, welcome back. We're now at lesson 6 of Fundamentals of Visual Storytelling with Piktochart. We're going to learn about photography and how to use them as visual metaphors that will be extremely useful to communicate your ideas. In this lesson, we're also going to talk about how to choose the right photos based on your message, as well as how you're going to capture the right angle that best represents your intention. So, shall we begin? All right, first of all, what is a visual metaphor? A visual metaphor is a pictorial analogy or perception of idea, subject, or place. It illustrates a comparison between what is in the visual, including its connotations and denotations, with another thing and its meanings figuratively. It is commonly used in news, advertisements, and down to digital presentations and decks these days. Through a visual metaphor, you can get your audience's attention and engage with them. Visual metaphors also helps in amplifying your message. When you want to bring up the urgency in your report or you want to build empathy with your audience, you can use photos to attach feelings to your message. But you want to choose the right photos that represent your ideas because doing it wrong can instead nullify the empathy bridge you're trying to build. Even worse, it can interpret your message in a completely different direction. So what we have here are 3 simple tips to ensure that you're using the right photo with the right angle on the right place. Similar to finding the best icon to represent your topic, do you still remember? Well, the first one is to brainstorm your keywords. You want to get creative instead of settling with the overused stock photos that have less to no impact really on your message. Similar to finding icons, you can start brainstorming and branching to find relevant words that represent your idea. But this is my favorite part on finding photos for visual metaphor. In finding creative photos to use, you can use idioms or figurative speaking. We have a great scenario to best describe this. So, you are presenting the revenue projection report and it's not looking really too good. So you want to bring up the urgency and get everyone motivated. In this case, you can use a figurative speech like winter is coming, and you can use visual metaphor to support that statement. I found the photo that best represents this idea as you see it here. We can see the white, cold winter representing the tough journey that is ahead and we're embarking into. And the train rails depict the long road that's ahead of us as well. While this photo sends your audience a message that we need to get ready, it can be accompanied by text that motivates everyone to push forward and give it their best. The second point to consider when choosing a photo that involves people is diversity. Be inclusive. Similar to choosing icons, brainstorming and researching from different cognitive and cultural perspectives of one topic will help in finding the best photo that represents your message. Next up is finding the best angle. Unless you're taking a photo of yourself, the photos that are available in public libraries are captured from the perspective of the photographer, which might be a little bit different from our perspectives. But regardless, they are amazing photos. So what we want to do is to see the best angle that fits our visual. And to do that, you need to first know how you're going to place this photo in your visual. In general, there are 2 ways to place a photo in your visual. Either you put it as a background or you put it in as a focal point. The difference is when a photo is placed as a background, it gets a bigger proportion, but most of the time it acts as a visual aid. While when a photo is placed as the focal point, it doesn't necessarily have to be the biggest in terms of proportion, but it is definitely the star of the stage. You want people to focus on them and them only. When you're placing a photo as a background, you want to consider having a photo with less details so that it doesn't obstruct or take all the attention away from the photo elements. On the other hand, when one or more photos are acting as the focal point, they are usually placed on the foreground. And in this case, you want to choose photos that depict the scenario clearly, which usually comes with much more details on it. All right, let's put what we've learned into practice. Back to our photos earlier, let's say we're going to use this photo to communicate the urgency, and we're going to accompany it with a message. So we have to decide if the photo will act as a visual aid or will it act as the focal point. In this particular case, the photo will act as a visual aid and not the focal point. The focus will be on how we can accelerate the employees and get past this tough period. So I will put this photo as the background and I will layer it with text. Next, we will need to adjust the photo size to the format size. Since I'm working on a presentation, the size of the canvas will be a landscape format. If you're working on an infographic, the canvas will be in a portrait format. Awesome. So we have cropped our photo and added our text. But unfortunately, we are facing a small issue here. Can you guess what the issue is? Yes, you guessed it right. It doesn't seem like the font is readable due to the details of the background. We can further manipulate the photo, and there are many ways to do that. You can resize, mirror, or flip your image and add a box beneath your text. But in this chance, I will reduce the opacity of the photos so that they are blending with the white background, and the text will shine right away. Alternatively, if you want to go with other colors from your color scheme, you can also place a layer of color behind the photo and reduce the photo opacity so that it is blending with the background color. This is the end result, and pat yourself on the back because you did an amazing job. On the next video, you will see how you can apply what we've learned about photography in Piktochart. So off we go.